Hello everyone, I'm Hemant Kumar and you're watching Talking Movies with iDream. This is the show where we interview some of the biggest names and the finest talents in Telugu film industry to get to know more about their work and life. Today we have Mrs. Bhargavi Pillai, a very popular singer who has sung in almost every language in India. So let's see what she has to say about her work and how her career has progressed over the past few years. Hello Bhargavi, thank you
Hi,
so much for
hi.
joining us here today.
Thank you so much for having me over.
So, first of all, 15 years in the industry almost. So, almost what, 500 songs there?
More than 400, I could say.
So, when you look back at your journey, what do you think about it? Like, what goes through your mind?
It had been beautiful. It had been like a roller coaster ride, I could say. Like, getting to travel to so many places, getting to work with new people, and some of the people that, as a child I'd been listening to their music, and it's like a dream, when you know that you're going to be working with them. So it's been beautiful. So far, so good.
What was your introduction to music? Like, where did you get introduced to music and singing?
It comes from my mom, I could say. Like, I come from the family of singers. Like, we are four sisters, and all of us sing. But the speciality is all of us have different tones and textures and different liking towards music. And it's a God's gift, I could say, so which has come from my family. And my mother was always very keen that all of us should learn music. But with time and everything, my sisters couldn't learn, so she pushed me into it, and I would always be thankful that she did, because I feel every singer, it's like a base for them, So I did classical, then I did Hindustani, and I did Western as well. But I couldn't carry on with my Western vocals for a really long time because of my hectic schedule. So that's it, yeah. That's where my journey started. And then as a little kid, I used to do a lot of kacheris and all that. This is like whatever you learn. So, you sit with your gurus and you perform in temples, and there are like concerts happening. So I started with that. And then I come from the army background. So I used to sing for a lot of army parties. Like as a little kid, they used to say, okay, bacha, just go do one song. So it started with that. And then the moment we shifted to Hyderabad, at that point of time, there were not too many minus track singers. The whole concept at that time was the orchestra setup. So my sisters were already into it. They used to be doing a lot of stage shows at that point of time. So I just used to, in between any show, just go do one or two tracks. And then the moment my first break came in, and that's where I was a part of a rock band as well called Alter Egos. So I used to be doing like a lot of English stuff as well with them.
When was this? Back in 90s?
No, this was in 2000. I was a part of a rock band as well, and my Telugu debut happened, and my first Telugu song got so many hits. So after that, there was no looking back. I started getting a lot of offers, and that's it. So it was like a dream come true, because I never knew that I will get into singing, because I thought, okay, probably I'll end up getting being a model or something to do with designing, because I love dressing up, makeup, all that. So I probably thought I will get into that field, but never thought I could become a singer, because I had no godfather.
Okay.
No one to push me into it.
Is that really necessary? Like, do you think, is that really necessary?
Today as well, yes. I could say, because there is talent as well, and talent will take you to places as well. But today, I feel, I don't want to use the term, but for some people, talent really doesn't count. If you have a godfather, if you have like someone like really pumping in money, you can reach the top. So that's how it is.
You seem to have come across a lot of people like that to be able to make it.
Yeah, because it's been like 15 years in the industry, and I worked in all the industry, I could say, and plus, I know a lot of people from the Hindi industry as well, and I know how things work around. So that's the sweet story, I could say, or a secret story of our industry.
You look back, right? Was there a story behind how you made your debut? Like, how did you get that first song?
It was like a dream come true for me, because I had met RP sir long time back, probably I was in my 7th grade. So he heard me and he really liked my voice, but he was like, it still has to sound a little more matured enough to be used on a heroine. And he said, I'll surely give you a break, I'll surely keep you in mind. And he tried to give me a break in Chitram actually. But then I also knew that I was not able to do justice to the song. So, but then I ended up doing the group song Pukka Kavali. Yeah, so I was a part of that track. And after a couple of years down, I got a call one night and RP sir said, come to the studio tomorrow. And I went there and I ended up singing Mehbooba Mehbooba, and that was like my dream debut, and I would always be thankful to sir that he gave me my first break, and because of him I got through the industry, and this is
So,
where.
how did you get noticed? Like, did he spot you somewhere singing or?
No, this was like through a common friend. Like she knew RP sir very well, and he was looking for a very different voice, like very bassy and very rough kind of a texture. And she suggested my name, and that's where I met sir.
So, you made your debut in what, 7th grade? Or?
No. At that point of time, I had just got out of college. Schooling.
Okay. So you continued with that.
Yes, like my first song, the moment it came in, it was like a Nagarjun Saro movie, and the movie exceptionally did really well. So, and even the whole album was like a super duper hit. So that's where then after that I started getting a lot of offers from the new music directors, from the renowned one as well, and that's why then after that there was no looking back, and I started doing a lot of playback from then on.
So for a lot of us, right, a singer's life is very mysterious. You just listen to their voice,
Yeah.
but we don't know
How
what
they
it
are,
takes to even sing or how they are, and So can you tell us about the process? Like, what happens when you get a song, and what are the discussions like with the music director and all?
It depends. Like sometimes you'll just get a call and they'll be like, "Can you come to the studio like in 15 minutes?" And you go there and the song is already ready, the lyricist is there, and you just have to write the lyrics and just go into the booth and just start recording.
Okay.
And there are times like when the music director would call you for the composition from the scratch to the final track. So you just have to keep going. They'll check your range, they'll check your voice, whether it's good for the song. So there are like two aspects of recording a song as well. So that also happens.
Have you ever had to face a difficulty that maybe the song is too, I don't know what the right word is, but then too high pitch, or some nuances might not.
Not really, because what happens? People have that knowledge. Like the moment they hear your voice, they know, okay, this particular voice is good for this kind of a song. And especially for a music director, when they are making a song, they would know the best which singer they want.
Right.
So that ways I've never faced any problems or anything. And one more thing, what I believe is a singer has to be versatile. Again, so like I had been lucky as well. Like I got to do a lot of different kind of genres of songs in my career as well. But yeah, to be honest, I've done more of the massy, the item numbers, I could say. But I have done mellow numbers as well, some folk numbers as well, and English as well. So that ways I'm very lucky.
What's the tougher part? Is it the melody or the mass song?
Both are difficult. Like, when you hear it, any song that, if you hear it on the radio or anywhere, you feel, oh, this is a very easy song. But for the person who goes, records it, they know the true story. So it is difficult.
So 15 years in the industry, almost 500 songs. But still, people say that Pappu Kan Dansala is your breakthrough.
Yes, yeah.
So what happened in that years preceding that? Like, you must have recorded like several hundred songs by then, right?
No. The thing was, when Pappu Kan Dansala happened, I was in Chennai at that point of time, and I could say that was like the busiest phase of my life, because all the 4 languages happened there. Telugu, Tamil, Kannada, Malayalam, and there were days like when I used to be running from one studio to another studio, and that's where I started working with Rahman sir as well. So I used to be going for a lot of composing sessions and your background scores for the movies which is happening. And actually, to be honest, my first song with Rahman sir was New York Nagaro. And I did that song in Tamil first, and then we dubbed it in Telugu. And then,
sang this song in Telugu as well.
yes. And then after that, it was Guru. Guru, there was a song called Bazi Laga. And then in Telugu, I did the backing vocals for Maya Maya as well. And then after that was Papu Dansala. And yeah, then I did a couple of more movies with Sir, you know, like doing the background scores and everything. So it was like, again, I could say one of the best phases in my singing career, you know, getting to work with Rahman sir. It's every singer's dream. And touch wood for me to be working with him for so many other movies as well, not just one. So that way I'm very glad and thankful to God.
Now, what's the biggest difference when you work with Rahman compared to several other music? What's the vibe like when you work with him?
Everyone has their own individual way of working, and I really cannot comment on that, but I can share my experience. Like when I was, when I was just getting inside the studio to work with Rahman sir, and I had like butterflies in my stomach. But the moment sir entered and he made me feel so comfortable, like as if I knew him from a very long time and I'd been working with him, you know, since ages. So he made me feel very comfortable. So I feel that's one of the most special character that sir has, you know, to make your singer feel very comfortable, because he could see I was getting nervous. So he made me feel at very ease, and then I could record the song very comfortably. And once or twice, you know, once that I started going to the studio, getting used to the way sir works, then it was all good.
We heard that he usually prefers working late in the night.
Yes.
Is it the same thing with the singers as well?
There are days like when we work the entire night, and he's got 2 studios. So we would be going from one studio to another studio. Like sometimes we all would be like just passing out on the couch, and then he would come, he's like, okay, come inside. And then with that sleepy face, we would just have to go and record. So yeah, there are some singers like they don't like to work after 10 in the night, but there are some singers they work late in the night. So for us as singers, we have to get accustomed to that, you know, like whatever time you're being called, you just have to go and you have to sound your best.
So do you still look forward to that call from Rahman sir?
Yes. So yeah, totally I am waiting. Yeah. Because there's been a gap, and the problem was I shifted back to Hyderabad and I was out of touch. So now hopefully I should be getting back with sir once again.
You've worked with a lot of music composers,
Yeah.
you know, in multiple languages.
Yeah.
Any learning experiences in particular from some of the gurus that you worked with?
One thing I've realized, the more talented you are, like the top-notch people from the industry, I've always seen they are like the most sober ones, more down to earth, more grounded. And I've seen other people who have not achieved anything in life, but they have like so much of ego, so much of attitude. So I don't believe in that, because at the end of the day, it is your work which should speak for you. You should not be speaking about how big I am, I do this, I do that. People should tell you, oh my God, you have done this, you have sung that. That's how it should be. I believe in that.
You've done what, almost 4,000 live shows?
Live shows, yeah.
So you're a completely different person on stage.
Yes, yeah, yeah. No, but there were days, like when I started doing stage shows, there were times like I just used to hold the mic, not even move an eyelid, and just like waiting when the song would just finish and run back. But over a period of time, I got over that stage fear, and I started loving the stage. And you know, when I used to see the crowd going mad, enjoying to, you know, listening to what I am singing, that gave me a kick, and now I just love the stage.
Right. Any memorable moments that you can recall, any incidents that come to your mind when you think of live shows there?
There are quite a lot. Like I love doing college shows because there's so much of energy, you know, like there are some songs that I won't even sing. I'll just keep the mic towards the crowd, and the crowd itself is singing. But I could say one of my biggest show was in Sri Lanka. This was during Diwali time, and I don't remember the place where exactly it was, but it was for the Tamil Association over there. No, this was like a couple of years down the lane. I really don't know. and there was like a maddening crowd of 25,000 people. So yeah, it was again like a experience, getting an opportunity to, sing in front of such a large crowd. So it's amazing.
You don't get butterflies in your stomach when you're facing such big crowd.
Probably just for like that 5 to 10 seconds before I am getting on the stage, I take my every show of mine. I take it as a new show.
Right, right.
Because you learn, you do your mistakes and all that, and you learn it from that, and you're like, okay, I did this today, so my next show I should not be doing that. Or some songs you do, okay, I should have not done this song, I should have done that. So
Right.
all those thought process happens at the end of your show when you realize, okay, what has gone right, what has gone wrong. So that's part and parcel. But yeah, like every show of mine is very different, and so far, touch wood, with I've worked with so many people. I always like to maintain a good relationship with all of them as well, because a good relationship goes far way.
You must have traveled to what? How many? 40 countries?
No, not 40. I could say more than 10, 12, not too many. Didn't get an opportunity though.
You perform in a lot of college shows in India, right?
Yes, India, and plus, my plus point is I do a lot of Hindi as well, and I do a lot of English as well. So I get to travel up north as well, and do a lot of stage shows over there as well. Because south, what happens, you're just stuck to your regional language. So but up north when you go, so you get to do Punjabi, you get to do Hindi, and and I do a lot of corporate shows as well. So some of the corporate shows, they tell me to do English as well. So that ways I'm very lucky. I get to do everything what I want.
Right. What are the people's favorites? Like, do they ask you to repeat few songs?
Yeah, like
Requests and all that?
there are like sometimes like if a song, I can't say like on particular song, but it happens like, especially okay if I'm performing towards the rural side of Andhra Pradesh or Telangana, I could say now, like they like more of the massy numbers and all that. So Kyau Keka and Ringa Ringa, these kind of songs that I'm performing. So they say, okay, one more time, one more time. These kind of songs work more towards, when I'm performing locally. Up north again, there are a lot of like Balam Pichkari. People say I sound very good when I sing that song, and I could say a lot of songs like that. Yeah, but
Do you
not a
pick up other singers' songs as well when you perform?
Yes, yeah, totally. Like, whatever song I love and I feel it's going to create magic on the stage, so I'm like, why not?
No, because some singers have that rule that they won't sing other singers' songs on stage.
I don't know about that, but I don't have that concept, because when I go to do a stage show, I have to cater to everyone. I have to sing what they want to hear. I can't be choosy, and I can't be like, okay, I want to do only slow numbers, or I want to do only this. If I see like the crowd is dancing, so I pick up all the fast speed numbers and I go. If I see like there are older crowd, then I stick to my old melodious numbers and all that. So you have to keep that in mind.
Is it the gut feeling on stage?
Yes.
To just go with the flow
Yeah,
and all
yeah.
that?
The moment, for me now, it's been so long, so the moment I get on the stage, I know, okay, what they're going to enjoy. And most of the time, like even the client gives you a feedback, okay, we have like a lot of crowd from this part of India or from there, so if you can do this language. So I keep all that in mind as well.
Bhargavi, you have so many hit numbers in your career, right? We heard that you've never won an award, you've never been nominated even for. So that's bizarre, man, when you think about it.
But I'm okay, because I've overcome that feeling, because I always believe you should just keep doing good work, and one day or the other your day would come. Because according to me, awards are only like an appreciation to make you feel that you have done a good work, and we are looking forward to be hearing some more songs or whatever. But I believe, and I'm pretty happy, and I'm pretty I could say I thank God, even in spite of not getting nominated or getting an award. It's been 15 years. I have survived in the industry, and I've
a long
worked,
time without a
and I've
place.
worked with everyone possible. So I feel it's my good work which is following me and which is taking me everywhere.
You worked with Kiravani Garu, and
yeah.
what did you learn from him, like from those
He
interactions?
is, I feel, a gem of a person. He's so down to earth. You get to learn so much from these kind of people. Like even with Rahman sir, Kiravani sir, Mani Sharma sir, they have achieved so much in life, but still they are so humble, so easy to talk to. Like you don't feel scared. Like, okay, can I say this? Can I say that? So I always believe you reach the top, but still you should always stay humble and stay grounded. You should know where you come from, where your roots are. So I always believe in that.
So you told us that you are from the army background.
Yes, yeah.
So when you chose this career path, of course your mom was a big inspiration and
Yeah.
she pushed you into this.
Yeah.
But what about your family? Are they very open with?
Yes, I got major support from my family, and now, to be honest, I'm getting full support with my husband as well. Like, he pushes me. Like, sometimes I get very lazy, so he'll tell me, okay, you have to go do your riyaz, you have to do this, you have to do that. So, I'm getting a lot of support from him as well, and I'm really lucky to have him in my life.
When did you get married?
It's been like 2 years, a little more than 2 years, I could say.
Love marriage.
Love marriage, yeah.
So when did you meet him first?
I met him like 7 years back. Like we were together for 7 years and then we got married. So now it's been like total 9 years I've known him.
So what's your daily schedule like when you're not recording a song? Is there some practice that you do at home?
Yes, like yeah, I do riyaz, and then every time whenever I have that little free time, I like to catch up on some movie or do some cleaning up of the house or sort out my clothes and everything, or spend some quality time with family, friends, and I have a pet as well. Like I'm a proper dog lover.
Oh, okay.
Spend
So what
quality-
breed do you own now?
He's a Cocker Spaniel. So he's like my baby, so I like to spend time with him. So, I try to do all these
So
kind of
there's
things.
never a
Eat
dull
as well.
moment, is it?
Never, never.
So even when you don't have a recording, you don't miss it much because you have so.
No, because yeah, you can't be recording every day, and you can't be doing a show every day. So it's just how you keep yourself occupied. So either I'm on the net doing some research of music or something or the other. Like I like to be constructive. So that ways or the other, I'm doing something or the other. Like keep myself preoccupied. Like
What's the scariest part about your job? What's singing? What's the scariest part?
Um, there are two ways. Like probably you go, you do a song, and then the moment the movie is out, you hear another singer's voice. So that could be scary.
Always go through that. What's the right word? Confusion, like whether my voice will be in the final track or not.
Yeah, that happens. Especially like when it's a big production movie, and there's like a lot of pressure coming from everywhere. So that happens. So I always believe, okay, let me see my name on the cover, then I'm going to tell the whole world about it. So yeah, that's one of the scary part of our job, I could say. Because these days there's so much of talent, and there are so many other better singers as well. There was a time like when I used to be not in station and I used to get a call for a recording. So they used to say, okay, madam, after 3-4 days, once when you're back, we'll do the recording. But now it's not the case. They're like, okay, you're not there, okay, fine. There are more singers. So that's how the scene has changed.
Apart from that, how has the music itself changed in the past 15 years? Like, looking back from where you started to now.
It has. It's
way?
like technical wise, it's changed like big time. Like your whatever all the technical terms, I really don't know, but I could say yeah, from the music to your technical this thing, it's changed because I started at 2000 and now it's 2015, so it's like a long 15 years. So it has changed.
So now, from what we have seen, right, it's easy for even people with no singing background to just sing,
Yeah,
No,
just sing.
they just
There's
make it.
auto-tune, everything. Even if your Apashruti is going somewhere, they just correct it and that's it. So yeah, in today's world, anyone can sing.
Is that a good trend? Like, what do you say?
No, because then at the end of the day, where is your talent? Talent does count. So
You just said that you love fashion,
Yeah.
clothes, and wanted to be a model at one point of
Yeah, I did a couple of shows as well, but then after some time I realized, okay, this is not my cup of tea. I don't want to get it.
No, what happened? Like,
No, nothing. Like, I still have like some of my old friends who are from the same field, but it just happens sometimes you just know that, okay, this line is not meant for you. And then, especially after getting into singing, that's where I realized, okay, this is where I have to be. This is what I want to do in life.
any bizarre experiences that you can recall? You know, like everybody has that one story or two stories which they would love repeating
Like
or telling them.
about,
It could be anything. I don't know what has happened in your life. What's your favorite story that you tell to people?
There are no stories to be honest, but let me think.
No, for example, let's say one of your cousin comes and asks you,
Yeah.
hey, you're in the movie industry, you've been singing for so long.
Yeah.
So what's the goss? What is it? that
Or
you
like the
tell?
gossip like that. Oh yeah, that.
It
That
could be
was-
anything. I'm just giving an example there.
Yeah. Like that, there are quite a lot, but I can't say all that on camera though, because I have a lot of actor friends as well. So
Right.
we have like our sessions as well, where we sit and we talk and get to know what's happening in the other person's life, who's dating who, what's happening. So
Right.
we have that sharing moment as well. So we do that, but those are like all the secrets which are just hidden there.
Do you have a bucket list? Like, is there any set of things that you
Too
want to accomplish?
many, I could say. Like
Okay.
too many. I
So,
want-
what are the top three that you want to accomplish?
I want to collaborate with an international artist, probably like Beyonce or Rihanna, and then do like a world tour, win a Grammy.
Okay.
Yeah, so I can just go on and on. So yeah, these are like some of the
Who's your favorite singer right now? Like, do you listen to anybody in particular?
very difficult, but I really love Sunidhi Chauhan for her being so versatile and she being so lucky to be. She's gotten so many different kind of genres in her singing career. So I just hope that day should come for me as well, where I get a chance to cater to every kind of music, sing all different kind of music as how she's done.
Do you have a source of inspiration? Like, every time you feel low, probably go talk to that person or read something?
Yeah,
Is
it's
there
like my
some-
husband. Like every
Okay.
time I'm feeling low, or if I've done something wrong, so I ask him, okay, what is it that I've done wrong? What is it that I should have not done? What is it that I should do? So, like we sit, we talk, we work out on what went wrong and what we should not repeat. So
Right.
everyone goes through that. So yeah, he's my supporting pillar right now.
Right. So you're into singing, stage shows.
Yes.
What else keeps you, occupied in terms of work? So
Like again, travel, like because it's not just Hyderabad where I do shows.
Yeah.
I travel across India and across the globe. So, travel takes a lot of time. And
right.
then family, have to give time to family as well. So everything, and that would takes most of my time.
Okay. One final question. What's the favorite song of your career? There will be hits, but then you have your
Yeah.
personal favorites, right? And can you sing that for us? That'll be great. Yeah.
If you ask for one song, that would be very difficult though.
Okay, 2 songs,
Because
3 songs.
There are so many, but yeah, like my first song with Rahman sir, New York Nagaram, and there are quite a lot, but I like what I did with Harris Gerard sir as well, Yadune Koye Ke as well. So that's again one of my favorite more songs.
Right. Do you understand the mood of the song as well before singing that?
Yeah, they give
then-
us like the whole description. They're like, the song is picturized like this, and this is the kind of feeling what we want you to emote.
Right.
So
Has there been any instance where you cried when you saw your song on screen? Like-
I cried when I heard Rahman sir sing New York Nagaram for one of his concerts,
Okay.
and I was there. I was sitting in the crowd, and the moment there is like a hook line. Mm, mm, mm. So when he just started that, and I just started crying, like tears were just rolling down, and I was just unstoppable. So that was one of the moments I cherished, because you're a part of that song, and
Right.
he's humming that song. It's a great feeling.
Means a lot to you.
A lot, a lot, I could say.
So what's next for you?
There are, like, I've done a lot of recordings with some new music directors, so they all should be releasing one after the other. And yeah, a lot of stage shows lined up.
Any
And, like,
plans
a
to
lot of-
act? I'm sure you have a lot of friends and who would probably be suggesting something.
I'm not like an acting person at all. I feel I'm more happier behind the mic or on stage because I did a movie as well.
Oh yeah,
It was
you
a-
acted.
I
Right.
acted in a Malayalam movie, but then really hats off to the actors because they have to go through so much. First of all, to maintain their physical, their appearance, and then you have your back-to-back press meets, your interviews, your photo shoots, and then there were times like we used to be shooting for like nearly 16 hours a day.
Right,
And I'm a kind of person like I love my sleep and I need like at least good 8 hours of sleep. And we were getting a chance only because I was getting to sleep only for 2 to 3 hours, and I was like, oh God, this is not what I want to do. So, but yeah, acting was like a good experience, but to be honest, not really. I've never paid so much attention.
Right. So one final question: the biggest moment of your life so far. What was that?
Getting to work with Rahman sir.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Bhargavi.
you so much.
And we wish you all the best for your career
Thank
ahead.
you.
And I hope you get to work more with Rahman sir and
Thank you so much.
Grammy. That sounds
Yes,
really
yeah.
awesome. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you
All the
so
best.
much. Thank you.
So that was Bhargavi Pillai who joined us for a very elaborate discussion about her work. We thank her for joining us and we'll see you soon. Keep watching Talking Movies with iDream. Have a nice day.
Hi everyone, this is your playback singer Bhargavi Pillai and you're watching me on iDream Media. For more updates, please subscribe.